I'll just go ahead and let it roll.
Welcome to our Maleness to Manhood workshop. Before we get things started, by the way, and just had an opportunity to visit with Bob from our service staff here. A round of applause for our service staff. Thank you. All right, we have quite a morning for you, and the scholarships will be awarded here in the next few moments. But to introduce our career presenter today, we're pleased to introduce Maleness to Manhood Workshop Series scholarship winner and aspiring nurse, Demetrius Harper. Demetrius, if you could make your way up to the podium, please. Thank you.
Good morning. Dr. Isaiah Butler is the Senior Director of Retail Pharmacy Strategies at Express Scripts, the largest pharmacy benefits management company in the world. He leads a team that develops and implements healthcare quality, improvement, and cost management programs. His passions are to improve healthcare for those in need and to help young adults develop life skills. Dr. Butler supports several community organizations, including the Best Pharmacy Summer Institution, Focus St. Louis, and the University of Missouri, Kansas City. He is also a board member and youth minister at the Art of Safety Christian Church. Dr. Butler has completed 3 degrees, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Master's in Business Administration, and Doctorate of Pharmacy. Guided by faith, the foundation of his life is summarized by Proverbs chapter 3, 5-6. In all our ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Isaiah Butler.
Change venue. Gotta get away from the podium. There we go.
Well, thank you all. I really appreciate and am honored to be here today. I'm going to take this off for a little bit so I won't lean forward. I'm short, so I don't feel like I'm looking over the podium. But thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak for a few moments today. I know I only have 10 minutes, and I'll definitely stick to the 10 minutes. But I do think I have some really powerful things to share with the young men, and really anybody that's here today as it relates to maleness to manhood, which is one of my absolute favorite topics, and that's because I think, and this is Isaac's opinion, that one of the main reasons why we have the challenges that we have in the world is because of a lack of male leadership. And so I thank you, Mr. Dickey, for what you've done to pull together, and for Bill to pull together this maleness to manhood program, because it's absolutely necessary for our community. And Mr. Dickey, you may not remember me because you've had thousands and upon thousands of kids that come through Matthew Dickey, but I too am one of your Matthew Dickey proteges. I played football at the old cool Papa Bell, baseball right across the street. And so for my young men today, Matthew Dickey is a great place. Soak up everything that Matthew Dickey is going to teach you as it relates to academically, socially, and emotionally, because what you're seeing in me is yourselves 20 years from now. I am a doctor. I grew up St. Louis City, single parent home like a lot of you guys. But just like a lot of you guys, you are destined for greatness. I'm not the only person that will achieve success. Your mentors are not the only people that will achieve success. You are destined for greatness as well. And so what I want to talk about today is your transition from maleness or boyhood into manhood. And I want to leave you with kind of 3 major points that I hope that have helped me, that I hope you'll take with you. And this transition can really be described by describing how an adult eagle trains a young eagle to fly. So if you've ever heard this story, it's really a fascinating story. And I'll give you guys your first homework assignment for the summer. Go and YouTube how an eagle trains a young eagle to fly, because it is absolutely fascinating. And what happens is, you know where eagles live. They live up in the nest, high in the mountains, right? And initially, they're in a nest. And right now, you are the young eagles that are in a nest. But when it's time for an eagle to learn how to fly, you want to know what happens? they get pushed out of the nest. And they're up high, and while they're getting pushed out of the nest, what happens is they free fall. They're just falling. And we're talking about hundreds of miles up in the air. And that mama bird or the papa bird is following that eagle down to the ground. And right before they hit the ground, what do? They catch them and they bring them right back up. And so that's the training that you're getting right now. And I'm going to help you understand what that means. Because like the young eagle who has a purpose and a specific plan and a destiny to be able to fly, take care of a family, and run its eagle-like community, you have that same purpose and destiny. You're not destined to fly necessarily with wings, but you are destined to be great men. And every male and female are destined to be great women as well. But every male and boy is destined to become a great man. So some of the things that I'm going to share with you today, I hope that will be nuggets of advice that you'll keep with you that'll help you in this transition from maleness to manhood. And the first thing that I want to leave you with is, the first point that I want to make is about failure. Failure is something that is inevitable, it's something that will happen, and it's something that you better get used to. And the point that I want to make about failure, young men, is that failure is only feedback. It does not mean that you can't do something. It does not mean that you're not good at it. It does not mean that that's not your purpose. It is only feedback. Because think about when that eagle pushes that young out of the nest. What is that mother eagle helping that young man experience? Failure. That eagle has never flown before in its life. It is free falling, and it is learning through failure. It is learning through trial and error. And that's exactly some of the best lessons that you'll ever have in your life will be things that you don't do well. It absolutely will be things that you don't do well. I became a pharmacist because I got a D in biology. I was originally going to be the New York Knicks and Los Angeles Lakers team doctor. That was my dream job. But I figured out how difficult it was to get that job, A. And B, I wasn't very good in biology because I got a D in biology. And I studied for that biology class. But I got all A's in chemistry. So what did that failure teach me? That failure taught me that biology, not that I wasn't good at science, I may not necessarily have been good at biology. But I switched my major to chemistry. And you heard in my bio that I ended up getting a Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry, graduating with over a 3.0 GPA in chemistry. Now I had to take a lot of biology classes along the way, and that was my only D I ever got in biology. So I became good in biology, but that failure was just feedback. So when you fail, don't look at it as defeat. Think about, what is it teaching me, and how can I use this as motivation? Does that make sense? So point number one is failure is only feedback. Point number two is real men don't make excuses, they make adjustments. So I know a lot of you guys are young and you're used to your parents getting on you about, take out the trash, cut the grass. Well, Mom, I had to do this. And Dad, I had to do that. Real men don't make excuses, we make adjustments. So yes, your life will be busy. Yes, you will have things that come your way. But real men do not make excuses. We make what? Adjustments. So you need to adjust, not excuse. Because again, when you're failing and when you will experience challenges, don't make excuses for your challenges. Own them. Get better at them. Make it happen. Don't look for it to happen. Make it happen. That's what I'm saying under don't make excuses, make adjustments. So point number one is failure is only feedback. Point number two is real men don't make excuses, they make adjustments. And then my final point, and this is probably something that really changed my life personally, because I grew up, like I said, St. Louis City, single parent home. I was in the DSEG program, and we moved every 2 years. So I went from a DSEG school, like the Normandy students are experiencing, and then I went back to, say, a Normandy school, although I didn't grow up in a Normandy school district. I grew up in the St. Louis Public School District and then Berkeley for high school. But I went back and forth. But I'm standing here today because I was able to grasp this concept early as a young man, but I wasn't able to articulate it until I completed some leadership development programs along the way. But point number three, and what changed my life, is you need to shift your focus on one word, and that is how. Say that with me. How. Say that again. How. What I'm asking you to do is, I want you to eliminate can from your vocabulary and from your focus. The Bible that I read said, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. All things mean all. It don't mean some. It don't mean this or that. It means all. So the question is not, can you do it? And if you're ever questioning Like my young man Walter said, he wants to be an engineer. Walter, if you're questioning whether you can be an engineer, I'm telling you here today, you can do it. So I want you to stop focusing on can and focus your time, energy, attention, and effort on that word how. Because there's really two questions you should be asking yourself, knowing that you can do anything. A is should I? And as young men, you also need to develop some self-control. So I definitely want you to ask that question, should I be doing this? And if the answer to that should question is yes, then your single focus should be on how. Because you can do it. And I'm telling you here today, but you have to believe that. And once I started to believe that, that's how I was able to overcome some of the challenges of my past, the challenges of the present, and the challenges that I will face in the future. Does that make sense, young man? So I want you to laser-like focus on how and stop wasting time on can. Because you think about that little baby bird that's free-falling, or that young bird that's free-falling out of the nest. The ground is coming. I mean, once you get pushed out that nest, I don't care what you focus on, baby bird, that ground is coming and it's coming quickly. And so you don't have time to waste on can. That baby bird needs to be figuring out, okay, how can I get these things to work before I fall? But do know, as you have these mentors, as you have Mr. Dickey, as you have myself, you're always going to have people. Don't forget the people that help you get here. There will be other people that God will bring along your path along the way that will help catch you like that mother bird does for her baby or her young eagle. But don't forget the people that are here today, because that's what we're here for. We're here to allow you to fail safely, for you to learn, but then catch you right before you hit the ground. Does that make sense? And so I am passionate about manhood because, as I stated in the beginning, the challenges I feel in this world are because of a lack of male leadership in the homes and in the communities. If you think about all the crime that's happening, all of the educational stats, the poverty stats, they're rampant with males. And Matthew Dickey and myself and others desperately want to change that. And so I appreciate, again, you, Mr. Dickey, for having me here today and what you did to help me become a man. I appreciate you, Bill, for having me an opportunity to speak here today. And young man, I was going to have you stand up, but I'm not going to have you stand up. What I want to leave you with is this. You are destined to be great men. Every man is constantly in training. This is just one step in your transition to additional training that you're always going to need. I have not arrived. Randy Character has not arrived. Mr. Dickey has not arrived. Bill has not arrived. We're all men in our process of training. So embrace your process of training and remember these three things. Failure is inevitable, but it is only feedback, young man. Do not make excuses, make adjustments, and laser-like focus on how instead of can. So hopefully that was 10 minutes, and I thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Dr. Butler. That was great, and we do appreciate it, and I hope that all the young men here take those words to heart. With the cost of higher education on the rise, the Maleness to Manhood Workshop Series scholarships meet a vital need of young people to gain their education in college. The scholarships are awarded to graduating high school seniors for their academic excellence, community service involvement, and extracurricular participation. When I call your name, please come to the podium for your presentation. We're asking each mentor to offer a few words of advice to their mentee to guide them in moving forward, and each recipient to say briefly what his scholarship means to him. Let's get things started with the Ameren, Missouri Scholarship. And this one will be presented by William Tucker, the owner of You Name It Home Remodeling and Construction. And he will make a presentation to Rodney Whitney, a graduate of McClure North, who plans to become an anesthesiologist and attend the University of Missouri St. Louis in the fall. So, Mr. Tucker and Mr. Whitney.
Good morning. I did not have a speech or anything prepared. That was excellent speech by the doctor there. I don't know if, can you hear me? This morning I got a chance to meet Mr. Whitney and learn that he goes to school with my daughter. And we were just sitting down and we had a pretty good conversation. And not only did he go to school with my daughter, He also attended a program, a bridge program, as well with my daughter. But kind of feel I kind of know this guy because everywhere I go, I kind of see him. This gentleman is a very, very smart kid, and just like the rest of you all, I know that you all will do very well in your endeavors. You all are our future, so definitely make us proud. I've got like 3 things I just kind of want to say. One is never give up, focus, and most of all, surround yourself around positive people. Because if you can get misguided, it's very easy to do. You all are good men. I know you all are. I know you all will probably do very well in whatever you do. Ensure that whatever you do, be very well at it. Don't be mediocre. Don't just do it because you think you're doing